not sexy to sell toilets and air conditioners and condensers and heat strips, right? That's not sexy. But what we can do is make people aware of who we are and what we stand for.
She grew up in the world of blue-collar business, watching her family turn a local HVAC company into a legacy. Now she's helping home service contractors across the country do the exact same thing. Today, we're joined by Crystal Williams, the co-founder and CEO of Lemon Seed Marketing. From HVAC and plumbing to electrical and roofing, Crystal is the fractional CMO for the trades. She's the mastermind behind the Zesty framework, helping businesses move beyond just shiny objects to build brands that are authentic, memorable, and growth-minded. We're diving into the era of edutainment on social media, why being 5 Mile famous is better than chasing broad markets.
We call it edutainment. So you get on social media and you educate, but you also entertain, so that people want to follow your brand, they want to engage, and people do business with who they like, know, and love, where your target market is. Like, be 5 Mile famous. So instead of trying to own these huge areas and going into new markets, why don't you get famous in your existing market?
What are the things the home service owners should keep in their mind in terms of the market?
2026 is going to be a time to shine in the market, actually physically out and about. People are craving that human interaction, and then relatable content on social is where you're going to move the needle.
What do you think is the biggest bottleneck any business can have? Or if you talk about only your business, what it could be? Welcome back to The Next Move with Venkat. Today, I'm joined by Crystal Williams, co-founder and CEO of Lemon Seed Marketing. Hey, Crystal, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. It's an honor to be here.
Thank you for joining and thank you for your valuable time. Yeah. So you have a fantastic family background. Your family was the HVAC plumbing company, and you are now helping the businesses, the home service businesses, with the marketing and the branding. So, which is a fantastic journey, I would say. So could you please start telling us about how it all started for the Lemon Seed Marketing?
Sure, absolutely. My family owns a heating and air conditioning and plumbing company in East Texas, and we were growing quite well. My dad bought it from my grandpa. My brother bought it from my dad, and then my brother called me and brought me into the company professionally. I'd always worked there as a young teenager, but I came back to work there professionally in 2014, and we were growing the company pretty substantially through branding and marketing tactics. And then my brother's side of the coin was keeping everything operationally sound. And so together we built the company. We grew exponentially year over year. And, he is still hustling and bustling with that. We opened a company called Lemon Seed Marketing in 2019. Just in time for COVID, but we opened that to basically be able to serve heating and air conditioning, plumbing, electricians, pest control, roofers, people in the home service business with a fractional chief marketing officer model, so that they too could grow their brands and grow their marketing strategies. And so we started that in 2019. I started with my really good friend, Emily. She is a graphic designer by trade, but definitely understands marketing strategy and things like that. So together we just launched and started helping contractors know who they want to be as a brand, and how do they go about reaching their goals for leads, and how do they grow their company in a healthy way. And that's what our goal was. And so we've been growing strong almost 6 years now.
Wow, that is really amazing. Yeah, you started around the COVID times, so where everything was shut down, especially for the home services, all the precautionary things. And also, how did you cope up with those situations and has grown your brand?
Sure. And, we had to really get creative. The good news is, at least where we were considered an essential service. Keeping people's heating and air conditioning and their indoor air quality protected, their water protected, electricity protected, that happened to be in our favor as home service companies. So we were still able to pretty much operate, but we did have to implement different strategies for lack of people that wanted us in their home. They didn't want face-to-face. And so that's when you saw a big uptick in online scheduling, virtual service calls. But that's also where I saw people, they wanted more and more positive content. And so this is where we really saw the importance of storytelling behind who we were as companies, in utilizing social media platforms and email platforms to bring our brand in front of the client without being able to be face to face. And so we were creating strategies that told the story behind the authentic brand that these customers of ours were being. So we were watching really good companies do really great things, and we just wanted to help them tell their story more and more. And to be honest, we were all stuck in our houses, and so we were enjoying watching these stories about these contractors and what they do for their community. How do they install efficient equipment? Tax breaks. Like people were very interested in the industry as a whole, and it was a really good time, honestly. We were selling lots of equipment because people were just home more, and so now in these residual years, we're having to overcome that. But it was an interesting time for sure to get used to modifying our entire strategy to go from being very hands-on, we shake hands, kiss babies, pet dogs, to not being able to do that. And thankfully, that's come back around at least a little bit, maybe in a more safe way, but we're still able to engage with our community in those ways now and really help build brands.
Got it. Yeah, one thing that stood out really well about the Lemon Seed marketing is you really understand the home service customers. So maybe because of your background and family background. So if you had to break down the core pillars of Lemon Seed marketing, what it could be?
So the core values of Lemon Seed marketing, right? So we actually have our core values. We use an acronym. I'm going to show it here. So we use an acronym to talk about our core values because it's very important that everybody on Lemon Seed's team understand how we're going to treat contractors and home service businesses. So, number one, we use the term zesty. So we use the acronym zesty. And so number one, we're zealous for creativity. So we are hungry for helping clients have this authentic messaging that goes out that is on brand for them, yet very invigorating in the market. So that people pay attention, right? We help our clients rise to the occasion and stand up. The E stands for experts in strategy. So Lemon Seed really wants to be experts in the strategic pivoting that contractors need to make with their advertising dollars. When to move what and how is very important. S is servant-minded advocates. So we're here to serve our clients and help them with what they need help with. And so we try every time we can to say yes. We have healthy no boundaries, but at the end of the day, we're here to help a contractor do what's best for their business and their brand to the best of our abilities. The T stands for thorough and timely. We want to be very thorough with everything that we're putting out, and we want to get it out quickly. We want to capitalize on trends and weather and all of the things that impact a home service company. So we want to be thorough and timely there. And then Y is yielding results. We really want to make sure that our clients, the vendor partners that they've partnered with as their fractional CMO and branding team, we are making sure that their vendor partners, their web team, their direct mail team, any other teams that they may have, rehash teams, they are yielding results for the client. And so we utilize that acronym to really make sure that we are building up for our clients an approach to marketing that is healthy and sets them up for long-term success. So if we were just chasing a dollar, then a lot of times we would do what makes more money, not what's right. And so a lot of times, not every client needs to be spending a lot of time with Lemon Seed. Not every client needs to be spending 12% on marketing. Not everyone needs to do what everyone else does. So it's very much about having a custom approach. Every client, every home service company is very different. They have a different approach. They have a different brand messaging. They have a different brand appearance, if you will, a different strategy, a different budget, a different culture. So all of these things come into play when we're building out a strategy that's both authentic and growth minded. And so when we use our core values, this is our approach to marketing, and we're rooted, in these core values, and we go over them quite often with our team because this is how we help clients build their business. This is how we step in the middle between the contractor and all of their vendor partners and their whole marketing strategy. And we stand in the gap for them and serve that purpose. So definitely that's how I think our values really drive who we are as Lemon Seed.
Got it. Sounds really amazing. Yeah. And if we talk about the current trends and what is really happening in the market right now, every industry is facing a lot of competition out there because of whether it is the exponential growth in the social media or the digitalization of everything. So yeah, what is really happening in the market right now with the home services, and what are the things the home service owners should keep in their mind in terms of the marketing?
Yeah, so I definitely think right now that there are a lot of trends. I call it shiny object syndrome. So my biggest thing is I just want contractors to settle into what makes a good marketing strategy. So marketing strategy is the sum of all of your advertising tactics, right? So there's advertising, and then collectively it makes your marketing approach. And so when you look at things that way, it allows you to start pushing and pulling. So Lemon Seed has a 3-bucket approach to marketing. Every marketing tactic, all of our marketing strategy, all of the tactics inside of it, they get assigned to a bucket and a purpose inside of our marketing strategy. Because right now trends come and go. So, especially on social media. So we'll start there. Social media is all about brand building. It's really hard to sell a lot of product on our side for home services. It's not sexy to sell toilets and air conditioners and condensers and heat strips, right? That's not sexy. Boutiques and things like that, they just have a leg up on us on social media selling. But what we can do is make people aware of who we are and what we stand for. So we call it edutainment. So you get on social media and you educate, but you also entertain so that people want to follow your brand. They want to engage, and people do business with who they like, know, and love. And so if we can get in there and put out content that's endearing, it resonates with our audience, it's engaging, it's positive, it's uplifting. If we can do content like that very consistently, we will grow our following and we will grow our brand awareness in that market. It takes the most expensive currency, which is time, to do that, though. And you have to have the right resources. And so, Lemon Seed has a social media team because of that, the importance of building that strategy. Also, I think very trendy, which I think it's here to stay, is going to be the AI side of business. So right now we've got basically 2 functions of search that are going on, right? So we've got traditional search, which are people that are still going to the Googles and the Bings and searching traditional search terms. And then we've got the whole new AI life, the agentic side of people actively seeking guidance and support and thought starters around services. And so I think you have to be serving both of those needs. So don't stick your head in the sand. I think you definitely need to look up. You don't have to lose your mind about AI. You can just slowly but surely adopt where you can. Educate yourself. Knowledge is power. And so I definitely encourage that. But the other thing that I think is really going to be a differentiator for home service contractors is actually community involvement and being out in the community where your target market is. Like, be 5 Mile famous. So instead of trying to own these huge areas and going into new markets, why don't you get famous in your existing market? And so starting some things that really build your brand up in your market is where people are going to start really wanting to have. You are who they're going to think of when they need your service. It doesn't matter what service you provide. If you have done the work beforehand, then when they do need your service, you will be who they think of. So being out at festivals and fairs and home shows and events where you are giving away swag and shaking hands and waving and taking pictures, do all of those things so that you are a part of the community that your hoping chooses you to serve. And it's not overly complicated. It's just a matter of being intentional about that time that you're going to spend out there. And I don't know that you have to do it as hard as you need to do it at the beginning. At the beginning, when you're trying to get noticed, you have to go hard. And you have to do what other companies aren't willing to do, which is invest in the community, stand out, give away things. I mean, it's hot, you're tired, but this is what you have to do to really get noticed. And so while everybody else is jumping specifically to a paid search strategy, if you will implement a branding strategy through the social medias, through these new AI pieces, and through just branding and being in your community, what you actually do is start being recognizable as a trusted person, as an authority on your topic. So whether it's landscaping or pest control or HVAC, chimney repair, it doesn't matter. Just start being active. Stop sitting on your hands, because I think 2026 is going to be a time to shine in the market, actually physically out and about. People are craving that human interaction, and then relatable content on social is where you're going to move the needle.
Yeah, I really love it. Yeah, this word edutainment is really amazing.
Educate and entertain for sure.
Yeah, wonderful. And as you discussed about the AI, so I just want to know a little bit more about, so how are you implementing the AI trend or the kind of tools in your current day-to-day workflows? Or is there any particular aspect of AI which is kind of, bringing so much of value into the business now?
Yeah, so absolutely. So, we are partnering with a lot of companies that are using the whole agentic approach to marketing. So, instead of having your website built on WordPress, they're building on Webflow. Instead of utilizing, traditional 1 blog a month, we're working with companies that are doing 30 blogs a month. So I think right now as contractors, what you need to have your eyes on is content is everything. So as much and as fast as you can, put out content and drive all of those people to your website. Make sure your brand is recognizable and noticed. Get people to talk about your brand, get your reviews, and just put out content, videos, blogs, newsletters, articles, video stories about, a guide to knowing when you need pest control, right? There's all of these things. Content matters, video matters. And so if you will start doing that, I think AI notices those things and picks those things up faster. And AI also can be a tool for efficiency. I don't think it's going to replace some jobs, but at the end of the day, I think we as marketers need to approach AI as a resource and a tool to make us more efficient, more creative, more out of the box, and just be providing faster research, faster results. And so take your great ideas and start manipulating them and massaging them until they become even greater ideas. And this is where you will start seeing that AI is starting to prioritize just content and authority. And you can't always do that chasing a PPC lead, right? That's why I think it is really important. Blogging, making sure that your website is built to also serve people that are searching. Like right now, I think it's like 8% of all search volume is on an AI platform. And so that's not zero, right? That's not zero. So because it's not zero, I need to put my eyes over there and I need to be paying attention as an overall marketer. How do I get prepared? How do I get ahead of the game and I don't get left behind? So it's not about totally redoing your whole structure. I think it's more about adapting and adopting these AI principles and applying them where you can.
Got it. And in continuation to the AI discussion, so what do you think is the biggest bottleneck any business can have? Or if you talk about only your business, what it could be?
So I think for a contractor, the biggest bottleneck is most of the time themselves. So they themselves are trying to wear too many hats. So they're trying to be the marketer and the pricer and the tech support, and they're trying to run an office and be the mechanic, and they're trying to be everything to everyone. And eventually, now there's a time and place where you have to wear many hats. Like if you're a younger company, you're going to have to wear multiple hats. But there should come a time when you are able to release a lot of that you should be able to release things that need a more intentional approach. Marketing is definitely one of those, because right now everything moves fast and everybody needs your attention, and it is hard to manage that and run a company. So if you've not considered outsourcing fractional CMO or bringing an in-house CMO in, it's definitely time for that. I think once you hit about 5 or 6 million, you should at least start looking for someone to help you with marketing. Just because, like I said, it moves so quickly. There's something always changing, and you need someone that's focused on those changes, focused on getting out content, focused on promoting who you are and what you do. It helps for recruitment, it helps for retention, and it helps for new customer acquisition and keeping the clients that you already have. So not only does it help you with lead gen and your existing clients, it helps you with generating new technicians and keeping the ones that you have as well. People want to be a part of a company that's active and exciting and cutting edge. And so that's how you get there, is filling in the holes. If you're not great at it, you need to put someone in that role that is.
Yeah, completely makes sense. And what is that kind of toughest challenge or the bottleneck for the marketing agencies now, in your opinion?
Sure. So I think digital marketing probably trips most people up the most. And I think as contractors, it's the most confusing part of marketing, is like every digital marketer has their story of why they should be doing your digital marketing, like their SEO strategy, their paid ad strategy, their AI strategy. And so if you let us do this, we're going to do this. And I'll be honest, a lot of that's true. A lot of these companies can help you have a good digital presence. The issue is, I tell everyone, hire off of vibe. And that's going to sound so corny, but what I mean is there's a lot of good digital companies out there that can do a lot of what you need. You need to pick the one that speaks closest to you. It's not confusing to you. Some of these contractors are very forward thinking, like they are here for all the AI cool stuff that's going on. Some of you are not. Y'all want someone that speaks very simply, very organically to you. And so there's nothing wrong with that. So find the right digital partner that you have a good connection with, and then trust but verify. So verify that what they're saying is actually producing revenue for you. So if they're just saying, oh my gosh, you ranked number 1 for, XYZ search term, that's great. But did that search term actually garner you any clicks that then garnered you revenue? I mean, so you have to give the other side of the story. Digital marketers love to give you their side, which I don't blame them. But at the end of the day, you've got to understand, did my partnership with this digital provider, did it actually generate revenue for me? And there is a balance of understanding that not every tactic is designed to immediately have directional revenue attributed to it, but all of them should be working towards an overall growth based on your marketing spend.
Now let's talk about the future. So an exciting part for every business. So what is your next move, especially for 2026?
We are just continuing to encourage clients to embrace the AI side, to build good brands that have more than just a good logo. Like, let's build something that's authentic. Let's build something that's fun and engaging for your actual market to want to be a part of, so that you become sticky and memorable in their mind. And then let's get all these vendors organized for you so that they are all moving forward at the same time. And so it's kind of like being in a rowboat. We all need to be rowing the same direction. And so that's what Lemon Seed is designed to do, is help you do that. And so in 2026, we're going to have some great programs come out where we're actually helping clients have a reoccurring service model with us, and social media projects and AI things that are coming out. And so just buckle up, build a brand, and build a budget, and go grow your company in 2026.
Really amazing. And before we wrap up the episode, so if you could share one suggestion for the marketing agencies out there and one suggestion for the home services, what is it?
If I could share one
suggestion or the kind of strategy they could follow based on the current trends.
Sure. So I would tell you that you need to be investing in rehashing your existing leads. So many of you as marketers, you're sitting on a treasure trove of existing customers that if you would just remarket to those customers, you would grow your business, right? So just figuring out an email strategy, a text strategy, an outbound strategy to the people that you already have in your database, that alone is like low-hanging fruit for building your company or adding a service. And the second thing is raise your prices. You probably are priced too low. And so just by taking a slight price increase to people that have not even done business with you before, you are going to naturally be closer to hitting your goals.
Got it. That was really amazing insights. And yeah, this has been wonderful conversation, Crystal. You have shared so many amazing insights and amazing wisdom you have for the home service businesses and the marketing agencies. So if anyone wants to find you out, where they can check out for you online?
Sure, lemonseedmarketing.com. You can email me at hello@lemonseedmarketing.com. Follow us on all of our socials. I also have a podcast called From the Yellow Chair, where Emily and I just talk about marketing for the trades. And it's really applicable to almost any style of company, but we use a lot of HVAC and plumbing and roofing, pest control examples. But and so follow us on social. We go live, we do webinars, all kinds of free content.
Got it. Really amazing. Thank you, Crystal, for joining the show. And it has been really kind of amazing conversation. And I hope our audience also will find it really, really valuable.
Thank you so much.